So now, see guys, we were discussing maximum power transfer. Matlab in the last class, I think we did till where we did we discussed the normal power questions, right? And I gave you two, three questions as a homework as well. Did you solve those questions? Huh? So how were they? But they were solvable.
Yes, sir.
Mm, Just wait a minute. Just wait a second, guys. Chal, let's start. Acha, guys, any doubt in those questions? Were you able to solve those questions? What is the answer, by the way? Acha, I gave you the answers, right? Is there any question which was not able you were not able to solve? Hello, people. I think he gave me these questions. Yes, any of these questions which you were not able to solve? I think they are easy, right? Acha, shall I give you one more question, guys? Shall I give you one more question based on advanced concept? Hello, guys, are you able to hear my voice?
Yes.
So I'll give you one more question, which is based on the same type of concept, but the current is variable. So one more question, and let's do it. Current passing through a resistance. This is a typical JEE advanced question based on current electricity. Resistance R decreases uniformly to zero in a time interval capital T, and a total charge of Q not Q not passes through the resistance. Now the question is, find the total heat produced in the resistance during this time interval, capital. Only this thing is given, nothing else is given. Why did I write it? Thank you.
उपमा खाएगा
Right.
उपमा खाएगा
Yes, guys, please solve it. Have you written the question? Please do it. And tell me how will you do it? See guys, first of all, the best thing to whenever this type of questions are there, lots of data is not given to you. If lots of data is not given to you, then what will you do? You will first start by drawing a graph. Let us say initially at t equals to 0. Can you see? I'm drawing a graph for current versus time, right? So initially, let's say the current was how much? I naught. Initial current in the circuit is, let's say, I naught, and then it is decreasing uniformly with time, so hence the graph will be a straight line, with a negative slope. Yes or no, guys? Will this be the graph for the condition given in the question? Yes or no? Achha, I'm not
How
helping
will
you.
it it is a straight line and why not a curve?
What?
Why will it not be a curve and a straight line?
Because ऊपर देख, there is one small word written somewhere. ये दिख रहा है? Decreases uniformly. That is why
So
the
if
curve is a
it
straight.
was exponentially, it would have been a
Exactly.
curve.
If it would have been written exponentially, then we would have made an exponential function. Okay. But here in
Okay,
the
sir.
question, it was given uniformly to you. Can you see the current decreasing uniformly in a time interval? So this is basically the condition. This is your hint. Work on this and tell me what is the answer for this question. I'm giving it 2 minutes to solve this question, just like in advance. I'm giving you one liberty to discuss the question among you, so you can do. And just give me 2 minutes. I'll just grab my tea. Guys, whenever I tell you to discuss any question, you never discuss it. Huh? Guys, some questions are like that. With a little bit of discussion is necessary. At least let us come to a common conclusion. फिर उसके बाद try करो solve करना. First, what will you do? That is the big question. What else is given in the question? Can you see the second line of the question?
Charge
A total charge of how much?
Q naught.
Q naught passes. So basically, do you know this particular thing? The area under the current time graph gives you charge.
The charge. Yes, sir.
Everyone know this thing, na? Chalo. So basically, we know this particular thing. Area under IP graph gives us charge. So can I write from here Q naught is basically equals to half into I naught into T. Can I write it like this?
Yes, sir.
Tell me this particular thing. Do you know what is I naught? Now can you see I naught from here? Will it be equals to twice of Q naught into T? So now you have the unknown variable in terms of known variables, right? So now you know the value of this I naught. Can anyone tell me this current is basically as a function of time, right? Current is given as a function of time. Can you see it's a variable current, right? Can you give me this equation? Y is equals to mx plus c. It's a, what do we call it? It's a straight line equation, no? Which is passing from origin to. What is the y-intercept? Here this y-intercept is basically I naught. Whereas this slope, how much? Can anyone calculate what is the slope? On the x-axis you have time and on the y-axis you have current. Can anyone calculate this slope for me, please? What is the slope of this?
Minus I naught by t.
Minus of I naught by t. Is there any help needed in calculating the slope? Is it fine? Yes or no, guys? Minus I naught by t. Can you see from here I can make the function I is equals to minus of I naught by t, oh sorry, capital T, multiplied by small t. But what is small t? Small t is basically a general time and I is basically a general time. For example, if this is a t equals to t, then this is I equals to I. Yes? Plus I naught. Yes or no, guys? Will this be the function? Will this be the function, guys?
Yes.
So
Yes,
I
sir.
is equals to I naught common 1 minus t on capital T. This is basically the function which has been formed. Once the function has been formed, after this what will you do? After this what will you do?
So you substitute for heat.
Basically heat was integration. I told you, whenever there is a current which is function of time, then you don't do normal integration. They don't use h is equals to I square RT. This was for constant current, right? You have to use this. When you use this, you'll get the total. Shall we do it now? This will be equals to this was twice of E naught by T. So when I square the current, on squaring the current, it will become 4 Q naught square by T square into 1 minus T by T whole square. 1 minus T by 2 whole square can be written as 1 plus T square by capital T square minus twice of T upon capital T. This is your I square. Yes or no, guys? R dt का integration. From where to where? From 0 to t. So only the integration part is left. So I think you people are smart enough to do the integration. कर सकते हो, guys? Will you be able to do this integration for me? Guys, will you be able to do this integration for me? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, done?
So could you scroll up?
Is Satvik here? Satvik, I'll answer your doubt as well. Today, yesterday I didn't get any time. So I'll answer your doubt as well. Okay? Okay.
So could you explain the relation between I and I naught also?
The relation between I and I naught. Okay. So basically, it was like they just gave this information that the current was decreasing uniformly. Whenever it is decreasing uniformly, it will be this line will be the decreasing uniformly curve, right? Yes or no? The function will be for this. So basically, you can make this function y is equals to mx plus c, where c is the y-intercept and m is the slope, right? Just give me 2 minutes. So y is equals to mx plus c, and here this is basically what the y-intercept. Y naught is the y-intercept. Can you see from here to here the length on the y-axis is I naught. So the y-intercept was I naught. The slope you calculated minus I naught by t. How did it become minus I naught by t? How did it become minus I naught by t?
We're taking 2 points in the
हाँ, बस
and
basically
finding
2
slope.
points लेके slope निकाल लिया और slope वहाँ पे रख दिया. So can you see y, which is I, वो I equals to m x पे t था t plus c. This is how you make the function with the help of just a small tiny information. That is why this question was asked in advance. Nothing extraordinary we did. Did we do anything extraordinary? Guys, hello? Did we do anything extraordinary except just for making that tiny information into a mathematical function and mathematical function से कैसे interpret? This is the only difference between mains and advanced. A छोटी सी information they will give you. You will interpret that information and then start from that information. Are you getting my point? NEET में ऐसे questions नहीं आएंगे. NEET doesn't ask these type of questions because NEET asks direct questions. NEET never asks you questions which will, make you think twice. And it will be just, they will ask direct questions, direct, you will draw the forces, and you will get your answer direct. So NEET will never trouble you that much, but J will trouble you. Is this clear, guys? I think this will be over, and I'll just write the final answer to you. Is everyone able to perform integration right? Hello guys, are you able to perform the integration right?
Yes, sir.
So basically this will be your final answer. Final answer, this will be the total heat produced. 4 times of Q naught square by 3t. Now 1t will get cancelled out somewhere. So this is the final answer. So anyways, now let's come to something called as maximum, or we can, I'll at least tell you what is maximum power transfer theorem, and the other application will be there. So maximum power transfer theorem. So guys, suppose what is basically maximum power transfer theorem? Suppose I have a resistor whose value I can vary. Its value can be changed. So that's why I have a variable resistance over here, and I have connected this resistor, external resistance, with the help of a real battery. So can you see a real battery over here? Guys, are you able to see a real battery? Some battery with some internal resistance, yes or no? This is your real battery. Now, tell me what will happen when when this battery is connected to the resistance. What will happen? A current will start flowing from the battery. Yes or no? That current will be I. That current I will go through this resistor and it will come back to the battery, right? It will pass through this small resistance as the internal resistance, and then it will come back to the battery. Yes or no? Can anyone tell me what is the net resistance of the whole combination?
R plus IR.
R plus R. IR कहाँ से आया?
IR.
IR
Yeah,
will become,
IR, sir.
no. The net resistance will be R plus capital R, not IR.
Okay, yeah.
है ना? Because it
Sorry,
was what?
sorry. Yeah. Because, yeah, the internal resistance only. Yeah, yes, sir.
So basically, this will be the net resistance, and what will be the current over here? Current will be EMF upon R net. That is basically R plus R. You can get this thing using Kirchhoff as well, right? Now, can you see the current over here is this much? Yes or no? Is this the current which is flowing in the circuit?
Yes, sir.
So this is the current which is flowing in the circuit. Now, what is the power transferred to external resistance? Power transferred to external resistance. Power transferred to external resistance, will it be equals to power transferred will be equal to I square multiplied by capital R? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? So this will be E square upon R plus R whole square multiplied by capital R. Will this be the power supplied? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now, when you draw the graph for this particular function, although I'm not telling you exactly what, how did we plot the graph, that's a maths question, but I'll just draw the graph for this particular thing. If you draw the power P versus R graph, when you draw the graph for this function, P and this function,
So I have a doubt.
yes, tell me.
Like while writing the power, you have written E square by R, capital R plus small r the whole square into capital R, right?
Yes, yes.
So that are also like the capital R, one which you're multiplying, you don't take it as R plus R, like the total resistance, yeah.
No, that is the total power transferred to external resistance. What is the power consumed by
Oh,
external resistance?
okay, so yeah, I got it.
We are not telling what is the power supplied by battery. What is the total power supplied by battery? We are not talking about that. We are talking about only that part of power of that battery which is supplied to this resistance, this external resistance. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
if you draw the graph for this function, power as a function of resistance, can you see over here E square into R upon R plus R whole square? So basically this is a power function with a resistance R. I told you R can vary. When you do the graph, it looks like somewhat like this. Okay. So basically at one particular value of a resistance, R, this power becomes maximum. So I'll write this thing at one particular value of R, capital R, the power supplied to external resistance becomes maximum. So let's try to find out what is that value of R. Okay. So please guys, we want to find out that value of R for which P is either maximum or minimum. Which concept?
Differentiation?
What? Differentiation, yes, but differentiation may be especially what concept?
Maximum, minimum.
Exactly.
Maximum, minimum.
Maximum, minimum.
So for P to be maximum, dP by dr has to be 0. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So, for those guys who don't know what is the concept of maxima minima, it's like whenever you want to maximize or minimize any function, so that function may be given in, just for example, y is given in terms of, quick revision for those students who have not, who don't know what is the concept of maxima minima. Although I think I already covered maxima minima in electrostatics, but still I'm doing it again. It's suppose y is given as a function of x, and you want to find that value of x for which y is maximum. So basically what will you do? You will do find dy by dx. Once you have find dy by dx, then equate dy by dx equal to 0 and then solve. Simple concept, so you will get the value of x for which this y was maximum. So this was the concept of maximum minimum. Yes or no? Everyone remember this concept? Hello? So shall we differentiate? What is the function? Function for power is how much? E square
E square into R.
upon R plus R
Mm.
whole square. Yes. So now
Yes,
this
sir.
is your function. So let's find out what is dp by dr. So it will be equals to e square is a constant in multiplication, so it will remain in multiplication. Yes or no? And if this r and this r plus r whole square is of the form u by v, if you remember quotient rule, differentiation and quotient rule. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So we
Yes,
write
sir.
v as it is. So r plus r square into what is the differentiation of r with respect to r? 1
1.
minus now r as it is. And what is the differentiation of this r plus r? Will it be equal to twice of r plus r multiplied by 1? क्या बोल रहे बच्चे? How did it become this? Differentiation of u by v was equals to what? V into du by dx minus u into dv by dt upon g square. Quotient rule for division, quotient rule for differentiation, right? Yeah, when I teach you differentiation integration, I taught you this. Hello. So basically, we are applying that only. This upper function, the function in the numerator is u, and the function in the denominator is r. What did we do over here? First, we wrote v as it is. So can you see r plus r square as it is? Multiply. We differentiated this r with respect to r. So dr by dr will be 1. So we wrote 1 minus. Then we wrote the initial numerator as it is. So can you see the numerator as it is? And then we differentiated it. How do you differentiate r plus r whole square? You apply chain rule. So can you see something square, so twice of something, and then differentiate that something. So can you see when r plus r was differentiated, it was different. So I think this is all about differentiation, which we
Just one moment. R into then we differentiate into R.
can we
What is
differentiate?
one? What is one then?
One is basically the when you differentiate this r plus r again.
We need to differentiate that.
We need to differentiate. It's not r it only, na. If it would have been only a r, capital R, then we would not be needing, to differentiate again. But it was capital R plus some constant small r. Yes or no? So that's why we have to apply chain rule. So this is the chain rule application. Okay? And मैंने पढ़ाया है पूरा chain rule and all. Forgot or what? थोड़ा सा revise कर ना. I have taught you chain rule if you remember, guys. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now, so once you have found out dp by dr, then second step is to equate it to 0. Now this cannot be 0 ever. This is not 0, so basically this term in the numerator will be 0, right? So for this to become 0, can I say r plus r whole square should be equals to twice of r into r plus r? Yes or no? Can I say this thing? For this to be 0, this whole numerator should be 0. Or can I? Minus is equals to 0. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So for this would have become like this, and then this would have become like this. 1r plus r will get cancelled with 1r plus r, and from here can you see r plus r is equals to 2r, and from here r is equal to r. So can you see this particular thing? When the value of the external resistance was equal to the internal resistance, then power was maximum. So at r is equals to small r, power transferred or consumed by external resistance was maximum. Understood this concept, guys? So basically, what is maximum power transfer theorem? So power supplied, please remember power supplied to external resistance. ये सब keywords है, very important. External resistance is maximum power supplied, or you can just write थोड़ा सा power supplied by a source to external resistance is maximum when the value of external resistance is equal to the internal resistance of the source. This is called as maximum power transfer. Any doubt in maximum power transfer theorem, guys? Hello?
No, sir.
Okay. Was this a part of your school syllabus?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So they taught us this condition.
Condition बताई.
Yeah.
This has the name maximum power transfer theorem.
But not maximum power, they told maximum current for us.
मैक्सिमम, हाँ तो एक ही बात है ना, जब पावर मैक्सिमम हो जाएगी तो करंट भी मैक्सिमम हो जाएगा.
Hmm.
ये power maximum तब होगी जब external resistance is equal to internal
Internal
resistance.
Okay.
fine.
अब इस पे जो
So
क्वेश्चन है,
maximum तो current maximum होगा, तो चाहे कोई भी हमारा parallel series कैसा भी circuit हो, internal resistance has to be equal to external resistance.
हाँ मतलब
Okay.
जैसे for example I'll give you question. The more advanced questions on maximum power transfer theorem will be discussed later on when I'll teach you Thevenin in RC circuits. अभी मैं वो नहीं कर रहा हूँ, अभी I'm directly starting with electrical instruments. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys. So can you see this external circuit grouping of batteries? Can you see grouping
Yes,
of
sir.
batteries? हाँ. So now the
Yes, sir.
question is, please remember, you need to find the value of R for which the circuit will transfer maximum power to it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
शुरू हो जाओ. When was the maximum power transfer theorem proved? When the circuit was like this. Can you see over here? External resistance with a single battery and a single resistor, है ना? So I
Yeah.
think you can convert this question to this.
One sun cell and one
है ना?
resistance.
कर सकते हो ना?
Resistance.
शुरू हो जाओ.
Hmm.
Once we are done with this, we'll start with electrical instruments. I told you more advanced questions on maximum power transfer after Thevenin. Okay, so I'll teach you Thevenin once I'll be starting with the RC circuits and all. The RC circuit is pure advanced topic. It's not at all related with school level. And mains maybe very less questions are found on RC circuits. But it will be important because afterwards, when I'll talk you, when we will talk in the LR circuits in chapter 5, then it may, create a problem. So we'll discuss RL circuits, matlab LR circuit, this circuit, RC circuits first. Acha, by the way, did I need to find out E equivalent value? Did I wanted to find
No,
out?
sir.
Not,
Only R equivalent is required.
it was not required, but मैंने जबरन निकाल दिया.
But sir, to calculate the maximum power, we need it.
Yes. To find out what is the value of R, do I need that? That was my question. To find out the maximum, this value of R for which maximum power transfer is there. So did I require E equivalent? No, for that I didn't require. But for to finding out this thing I require. So R equivalent will be 2 by 3. So basically for maximum power transfer. Yes or no, guys? Yes or no, guys? So basically R की value कितनी आ जाएगी? 2 by 3 ohm. Yes or no? Now if this is 2 by 3 ohm, then what is the current? Current will be equals to E upon R plus R. Or can I write E by 2R? So E is 10 by 3 volts. And 4 by 3. Yes? Yes or no, guys?
So,
Mic drop.
Ha ha ha.
Was that sarcasm? मतलब ऐसा बिना बोला sarcasm वाला?
Maybe.
चले done. So I think this will be done, right? Guys, this is your maximum. अच्छा एक और variation. Shall I give you one more variation? Although you can do this question at home, no problem. I think this question is solvable, right? Basically, what do you need to do? You need to equate, the external resistance with the internal resistance.
Yeah. So we don't need current or anything here. Just equate the
Mm-hmm.
internal to external resistance, right?
Yes. Yes, solve होगा कि R की value will come negative. Will R come negative with this? Huh?
Wait, so how are you able to say that? I don't get it.
This is 2. नहीं आएगी ना. No, it will come negative. Yes, it will come negative because यहाँ पे ये सब बड़े. Let's name it as 6 and 6. Okay, guys. The value of R will come negative otherwise.
Sir, is there a way we can just look at the circuit and be able to tell that it'll be negative or not?
The net resistance in a parallel combination is always lesser than the smallest resistance, right? So basically, if it is 1, 1 and 1, मतलब 1 R and 1, so it will be always less than this 1, right?
Less than. Yeah.
So less than 1 can never be equal to 4, right? So maximum power transfer कैसे होगा? So that is why, I said कि let's change it. So
Makes
this is your
sense.
homework question. Okay? चलिए heading डालें. Give the heading electrical instruments. Hmm. सात्विक क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर रहा है कि क्लास में बैठा है? चलिए anyway. Let's start with electrical instruments. Now, what are electrical instruments? Do I need to give a definition for this? No, no. We all know what instruments are there and basically what different kinds are there. What will we do? You know? So,
Yeah.
experimental.
So are we talking about potentiometers and meter bridge and all
Yes,
that?
yes, we'll be talking about that.
Okay.
In this section, we'll be talking about all the instruments.
Okay, sir.
So, right up. Basically, what are electrical instruments? Electrical instruments are basically the setups or apparatus used to measure certain electrical parameters. So there are many ways in which these electrical parameters. It can be potential difference, it can be current, right? Are measured. जैसे for example, कभी मैं बोलूँ कि there are these things which are called as deflection type meters. मतलब basically whenever you want to measure something, they will give you certain deflection in the needle, right? So those are your deflection type meters. In this category, we are going to discuss galvanometer. Although galvanometer construction and working, we are going to discuss in next unit, magnetic effect of electric current. So this is not discussed over here. Matlab, briefly I'll discuss it. The working part we'll discuss it later. And then there is ammeter. There is this voltmeter. So basically all these three instruments, we will study about them. Then there are standard experimental setups. So experimental setups. So what are these setups in this particular category? We are going to study two things. We are going to study what is a meter bridge, and basically there is something else which is called as potentiometer. So can you see? We'll be learning about all these in this particular topic. Okay. Shall we start them with them one by one? Guys, are you writing along with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, when we talk about something called as galvanometer, what is basically a galvanometer? It is basically a device used to measure
The presence of current.
small current in any branch. How is it connected? Guys, how is it connected in series parallel?
So what? Could you repeat that?
How do we connect the galvanometer? Always connected in
So series.
series. Yes.
Series.
In the branch where we want to measure it, just like ammeter. Okay. Okay. Now, this point is very important. How do you study anything which is related with a galvanometer? So you can write a galvanometer has two standard characteristics. Two important standard characteristics. First is called as full scale deflection current. What do you mean by full scale deflection current? Achha, by the way, this is denoted with the help of IG. What is full scale deflection current? From the name itself, the definition is
Maximum
yes.
that the
Basic
galvanometer can sustain.
maximum possible current which can be measured with the galvanometer. It is the maximum possible current which can be measured with the help of a galvanometer. Well, basically, it is that current for which the galvanometer will, the deflection, it will be full. Well, complete from 0 to maximum it will be. Okay. Is this clear, guys? Suppose suppose if this is a galvanometer and you have said this is the scale, here is the 0 and here it is maximum. So basically the galvanometer needle will point over here when a current IG will pass. Did you understand it now? Yes or no? Guys, is it clear? Shall I give the definition a little bit more? Do you need further explanation on this? It's fine.
It's fine, sir.
Now there is the coil resistance of the galvanometer. The galvanometer consists of, do you remember electric motor from the 10th grade. You remember the armature has large number of copper coils.
Yeah, yes.
So the same type of coil is being used in this
Yeah.
particular. So even if it's a copper coil, still it has some resistance, right? Yes or no? So what is basically the coil resistance of the galvanometer denoted by G? It is the internal resistance of galvanometer. Is this clear, guys? Simple words में explain करना. Internal resistance of galvanometer. Clear? Is this clear, guys? So these two are very important parameters. From these parameters only we'll try to analyze other things. Now, always remember for an ideal galvanometer, what shall be the value of G? Yes or no? If it's an ideal galvanometer, then the resistance should be 0, right? Hi, Anna.
Yes, sir. So it doesn't have any resistance and interfere with the current entry.
But we to know ideal galvanometer doesn't exist.
Hmm.
So for a real or a laboratory galvanometer, always remember what will you do after drawing the galvanometer? You will draw the resistance in series, just like you did for internal resistance of a battery. So in the battery, you wrote like this. Exactly, yes or no? अरे हाँ या ना?
हाँ, sir.
ठीक है. तो इतना लिख लो फटाफट. When you are done, tell me. So basically, there are two different variants of for galvanometer available in the market. One is unidirectional. What is unidirectional? What is unidirection? It will point in only one direction, right?
Yeah.
And then there is this bidirectional. Bidirectional is basically a galvanometer which will have the needle over here. Basically the zero mark over here at the middle. Okay. So when no current is flowing through the galvanometer, it will point at 0 in the middle. And suppose if the current flows in this direction, let's say the current is flowing from left to right, the current is flowing in this direction, so from this 0 it will deflect towards right. Whatever is the magnitude, it will tell by this, and whatever is the direction of flow also, it goes like this. Hai na? Is this clear, guys? Is this clear? If the current is going in this direction, then it will deflect towards left. So this is your bidirectional variant, which is very common these days. It is expensive, but it is the most commonly used. Okay.
Yes.
The only drawback is this. Otherwise, we would have just used the galvanometer. since this was the only drawback of a galvanometer, so basically what we did, we developed another device. We developed another device which is known as guys, give me 2 minutes. I'll be just back. Hello people. So let's discuss an ammeter. What is an ammeter? It is a device to measure
Measures magnitude of current.
currents in the circuit, है ना? How is it connected?
In series.
Connected in series with the branch where we want to measure the current.
Current.
After this, ideal ammeter. Ideal ammeter resistance.
0. 0 ohm.
But for real ammeter, there will be
So negligible resistance.
some range. Although it will be very low, but it will be there. Okay. Now the question comes: can we? How do you make an ammeter? So how to convert a galvanometer to ammeter? So basically, we make the ammeter with the help of galvanometer only. But see, what is the how what sorcery we are doing? See how do we do? It is made by connecting a low resistance wire called as shunt in parallel with the galvanometer. So basically, how do you do it? You connect it with a low resistance wire. इसका नाम भी दे दिया shunt wire, and it is always in parallel with the galvanometer. Okay, so if suppose this is your galvanometer, real galvanometer, so it will have certain current, coil resistance as well. Yes or no? So basically, what do? You connect a small resistance, which is known as shunt wire, in parallel with the galvanometer. So can you see this thing? Once you connect it like this, and then if you wrap it in a box, this is your ammeter. Are you getting my point? And now this ammeter can be connected anywhere in parallel, in series with the circuit. So can you see across points A and B, I have this whole device which is called as ammeter. The reading will be mentioned over here. So basically, you are using the galvanometer only, but you have just slightly increased the range somehow. So suppose if we want to make a galvanometer, if we want to make an ammeter, which can measure a current up to a current IA. So will the maximum current through ammeter will be IA? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Guys, are you understanding
So,
this
yes.
particular thing? If you want to make an ammeter which can measure up to current IA, that implies the maximum current through the ammeter should be IA. Yes or no? Which part of the ammeter will give you the reading? Which part will give you the reading? Only this galvanometer part, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So for ammeter to give full deflection, so basically IA is the full deflection current for ammeter. Give full deflection. How much current should pass through galvanometer if I want, suppose if I am passing a current IA through this ammeter and I want the full scale deflection in this thing. So what should be the current which should pass through the galvanometer? What should be the current which passes through the galvanometer? If I want the galvanometer to give full reading, what current should pass through galvanometer? Hello?
IG.
IG, yes. So coil. So basically from this IA, I want IG current to pass through the galvanometer. So where should the remaining current go?
2S.
So basically the remaining current IA minus IG should go over here. This IG should come passing through this coil resistance. It should come over here and then will again become how much? IA, right? So for ammeter to give full scale deflection, a current IG should pass through, and this is how you do the problem through galvanometer. This is the logic behind it, and once you discover the logic, then any device can be made. So now what to do? What is the question became now? Can you see over here? You don't need to draw it again. Control C. So now what is the current which is passing through? Can you see both are in parallel, right? Achha, this thing will not have any resistance because the resistance of this thing, I drew it over here. So just consider this is the normal ideal galvanometer. So nothing, this will just use to give the reading. And this is the main thing and this is the main thing. So can you see the potential difference across points through this branch and this branch should be equal? So can I say Ig multiplied by G should be equals to Ia minus Ig into S. Yes or no? Yes or no? So from here, can you see over here? Ig upon Ia minus Ig. This is how you calculate how much shunt has to be. So depending upon the value of the maximum value of what ammeter you want to create, you will decide the value of shunt and then connect it in parallel. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So that's it. I'll give you one question on this. Please remember, we choose the value of the shunt resistance in such a way that Ig current passes through galvanometer and Ia minus It passes through shunt. Is this clear? Is this clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Acha. If IA is way much bigger as compared to Ig, if IA बहुत बड़ा है compared to Ig, then can I say this particular thing? IA minus Ig will be approximated to Ia only. Yes or no? So from here, shunt resistance will be equals to Ig upon Ia. So can you see? If galvanometer is, let's say, 500 ohm, and you want to create a ammeter which can measure up to, according to, use this formula to make it. We'll do some question on this as well in the next class. Let me teach you how to make a voltmeter as well. Please write this thing. Once you're done writing, tell me. Done? Everyone done?
No, sir. 1 second.
Okay. So simple सा logic you need to use if you want to convert an ammeter to, galvanometer to ammeter. You can convert an ammeter to a higher range ammeter as well.
Ammeter to higher range ammeter.
Depending upon the value S, you can change it to any value S.
मतलब उसका the full scale deflection, the value will be greater, you mean to say?
Yes.
Okay, how will you do that?
Again, connect a low resistance shunt in series or in parallel with the ammeter.
Even lower than before?
हाँ और क्या उससे भी कम कर दो.
Okay.
Shunt should be low resistance. S should be less than G.
But I don't get it. A galvanometer will have a certain like max point, right? After that, it won't be able to sustain more.
हाँ तभी तो तब नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. तो अपन डिजाइन इस प्रकार से कर रहे हैं इस S की वैल्यू चूज कर. We are choosing the value of S in such a way that galvanometer doesn't get damaged.
Oh, I thought it's the other way around.
No.
Okay, fine. Yeah, then we can change the resistance of the galvanometer also.
Yes,
according to our current needs.
exactly. Chalo. Next device is your voltmeter. What is voltmeter? Used to measure. What is the device used to measure? Across 2 points in any circuit, any part. Always connected in
Parallel.
parallel. We connected directly across the 2 points where we need to make the potential difference, है ना? तो वो parallel connection हो गया. Note, for an ideal voltmeter. Yes, ideal voltmeter, what should be the resistance? Yes, anyone?
High.
Infinite,
Should
right?
be infinity. That is, no current shall pass through the branch where voltmeter is connected. Okay. But this is ideal voltmeter. We know infinity is also not possible, right? So for a real or a lab voltmeter, the resistance should be very high. Okay. Is this clear, guys? Now let's convert how to convert the galvanometer to voltmeter. Guys, are you writing along with me? Guys, I am not able to hear you. Are you people not speaking or I am not able to hear you?
Also, we can hear you.
Okay. Only Vaishnavi is absent today, right? Guys, shall we start converting? So it is done
Yes, sir.
by connecting a very high resistance or whatever it is in series with the galvanometer. So suppose guys, this is your galvanometer, and if you connect a very high resistance in series with this galvanometer. So can you see this galvanometer will already have its own resistance, right? What is the resistance of this galvanometer? G. So with this galvanometer, we are connecting one more high resistance in series. So basically, this device is your voltmeter. Now, where will you see the deflection on this voltmeter? You will see the deflection over here at the galvanometer. Right? And
Yeah.
these 2 points will be connected where you want to measure the current. Is this clear?
Hmm.
So now,
And the shunt resistance will be okay. Wait,
there is no shunt
it's
resistance in
voltmeter.
this.
Now it's voltmeter.
Yes. So if we want to construct a voltmeter, with full scale deflection current, the full scale deflection voltage equals to VV. Okay. So if you want to construct a voltmeter with full scale deflection voltage, VV. So if you want the voltmeter to read full, what shall be the current which should pass through this voltmeter? What will be the current which should pass through this voltmeter so that this voltmeter will tell me? Please remember, a voltmeter will always measure the potential difference applied across these 2 points, right?
Hmm.
So if you want the potential difference to be full, which is equal to VV, that applies this should be the potential difference.
Yeah.
So here in this case, VV is basically VA minus VB, and I can apply open circuit Kirchhoff.
Wait, sir, I don't get one thing. Why is this in series? Shouldn't it be in parallel?
No, if it would have been in parallel, then most of the current will pass through the galvanometer, which I don't want.
Wait, हमें voltmeter बनाना ना but.
हाँ, voltmeter बनाना और resistance high रखना है. Ammeter बनाना था तब resistance low रखना था.
Yeah, but then if it's a voltmeter, resistance should be high and it should be in parallel, right?
हाँ तो ये parallel में लगाएगी ना. Whichever 2 points, these A and B will be connected across the 2 points where you want to measure the potential.
Okay, fine. This is okay. Never mind. I thought this is like an actual branch. G is just the internal resistance of the galvanometer. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. No, never mind.
So Ig into G plus RH. Yes or no? Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So from here, can you see over here, Ig will be equals to, and what will be the value of RH? Can I? From here, Ig should be equals to VV upon G plus RH. Okay. Is this clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So anyways, from here I can calculate RH as well. So RH will be equal to G plus VV upon RH to VV upon Ig minus V. This should be the value of RH. So we'll choose the value of RH in such a way that it will give me the full scale deflection voltage accordingly. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Then the next class I'll will do some questions on the accuracy of voltmeter. We'll do some questions on this series parallel thingy, and then we'll start with the meter bridge and the potential.
Potentiometer.
Okay?
Okay.
In the next class,
Yeah.
electrical instruments will be done complete, even the potentiometer thing, and then we'll start with the RC circuit. I told you this complete week we'll be doing current electricity. This whatever lectures are left in this month, we'll be doing current electricity, and from July onward we'll be starting with magnetism. We'll be doing MEC first, then magnetism and matter, and then we'll be doing EMI, electromagnetic induction. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा चलो ठीक है. We'll see you again in the next class. अच्छा, by the way guys, मेरे को एक चीज बताओ कि what shall be the timetable for you people
Vacation.
in summer vacation? When is the summer vacation starting first of all?
8 July for Mridul and I.
8th July. 8.
Yep.
Okay, 8th July. Anyone else?
So 9th July.
9th July. What about others?
So for me, 5th.
5th July. ठीक है. And what about anyone else who is having
Sir,
before
we have extra class for 2 weeks.
extra class? Do you know the timings for that?
Not sure, but we have extra class for 2 weeks.
Most probably it will be in the school timing, right?
Yes, sir. Most of it school timing itself.
No, because I was thinking of increasing the number of classes, but since you people are saying you are having extra classes and all, so Acha, till when will the summer vacation be over? I think the whole month of August, right?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
August 30 or something.
So September our schools will be opening.
Open, right? Acha, after that, any notification कि you have to go to school or not?
Yeah, we have to
Aaya?
go to school in September.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
चलो nice. अपन भी तब से ही start करेंगे offline. We'll also start offline from that particular time. ऐसा नहीं है. We are discussing the same thing कि offline, online क्या करना चाहिए. So once it becomes offline, online. So my suggestion was to make both offline as well as online. So those students who want online will go online. But my suggestion was that, but let's see. कोई बात. We'll see what exactly is happening. Abhi still there is a lot of time to decide and for the speculations and all. So thank you very much, guys. We'll see you again in the next
Thank you,
class.
sir.
I just
Thank you,
ended the
sir.
recording of this lecture and
Thank you, sir.